Oh my goodness gracious me, I apologise profusely. Streamlabs was basically deciding that it was going to be having a small heart attack tonight. And yeah, we're going to be live in about 10 seconds by the looks of things. Ah, dear, dear, dear. Come on, Streamlabs, catch up. Let me just pop a wee note in the chat to see how you guys are. Hey, boys and girls. Streamlabs should be renamed Steamlabs. Right. Yeah, it says that it may well be that you guys are looking at us all saying that we're live or we're not live. I can't tell yet. It looks like we are. Yay! Sarah Ledbetter says hello, which is good. I'm just waiting for the last little tick in the box to come up. Sarah, I don't know whether you can hear me or not just now, but I'm just waiting for basically for the confirmation feedback from YouTube on my bit of software to say, yeah, you're live. It says that I'm live, but it's not coming off my screen yet, which means it will slow everything down. In fact, we'll just minimize that. And let's just see if it will let me play this.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
I, honest to God, swear that this today, the burden of technology upon my shoulders has just been doing my head in. It's not technology's fault. It's the user's fault. It's all my fault at the end of the day. But we're okay, except I had to restart, and then I had to restart Streamlabs almost twice to get it to do what I want to do. I don't know why. It seems to be quite intense. If I'm just gonna, after tonight, I'm gonna give the computer a little couple of hours off and say, here, go and have a little rest and be okay for tomorrow, damn it. You know, but there we go. So welcome to where are we? We're in my house, right? Okay. Welcome to Radio Apocalypse COVID Chronicles. A bit of a news thing. Our weekly look at what's going on in the world with regards to good news, bad news, and not so great news, and wonderful news and positive news, all about the virus, to see how things are actually going. But while we are here just now, I want to talk about a few other things before we move straight into it. And one of them, let me find the actual flyer. Where is it? Yes, here we go. This is something that we are going to be doing a bit of research with over the next couple of weeks, because we're going to be moving into the summer holidays. And if you have kids at school just now and they've been doing homeschooling, you might think that you're doing a great job, but look at yourself and say, honestly, is the techniques and stuff that you've been doing to look after their education been as good as being at school? Well, no. We can only do our best though. So I thought it would be quite interesting for the next couple of weeks to gather as many hints and tips about homeschooling as we possibly can, just to maybe, you know, if people wanted to over the summer, you know, give an extra couple of hours a week or something to help their kids catch up. There's one of my kids in particular that is suffering greatly from not having the benefit of the classroom environment. So it kind of comes from my inspiration and my need to ask other parents, hey, look, any chance that you guys have got some fantastic ideas, you know, some good, maybe some not so good, and some imaginative stuff, but it's all about helping the kids really at the end of the day. So that's what COVID Academy is about. If you have any ideas, drop me a DM on Discord. Not Discord, on what's it called, on Instagram. We've also got, I've done a silly picture here, got talent. Well then, Radio Apocalypse wants you. We do want you. We want basically musicians, comedians, writers, poets, DJs, and interestingly enough, tarot card readers. A week tomorrow, we will have a live tarot card reading going on live over the internet to me. We'll have this lovely lady called Gina that's going to come on, and she's going to talk about her gift of the cards, and then she's going to actually do a live reading. But that doesn't mean we don't want other people on. We want as many talented people on as we possibly can to make Friday night entertaining. And then of course what we have as well is our watch party weekend. That is Fallen, the Denzel Washington Supernatural Murder Fest. I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic film. I did enjoy it very much first time round. I'm going to watch it again potentially tonight, maybe tomorrow. But it's worth watching, and that is our watch party weekend movie for the weekend to discuss on Monday with the round table. So there you go, that is it. Let's have a quick look in the chat window here. Hey Barry, are you feeling not wanting to be on cam tonight? I don't want to be on cam tonight. No, I'm only joking, I want to be on cam tonight. I've got Cognac and I've got Jason in the studio as well just now. They can't hear you guys, you can't hear those guys just now, but the conversations they're having there, they've been very good actually. They're not talking, they're just listening to me like two polite little boys. Yes, I can see you guys. I can see Cognac smiling, and I can see Jason giving me the middle finger. No, he's not actually giving me the middle finger, I'm just saying that to wind him up. Oh no, he is now. Right, oh, very good. Right, good. So let's have a look in the chat window. We have Pickles. Hey Pickles. We have Ghetto Child. Barry's there. Barry. Draxon, hey Draxon, and Sarah Ledbetter. Sarah, thank you for being so patient and waiting. And Cognac dropped a wee note in there as well, but he is in the studio waiting to go live. I am just bringing up some news topics as well, because like I did have it all set up, but I had to switch things off. And where is it? We want... the article that I wanted is... Oh, no, there is Dr. Hillary. Yes, this is the one that I want to bring up. But first of all, let me open up the mics and bring in the panel. Where's the panel? Why is the panel not showing on my cameras just now? Oh, for goodness sake. This was working before. There they are. There's the boys. Right. Gentlemen, your mics are now live. And you are live as well. Good to see you, Cognac. Good to see you, Jason. How are you keeping, boys and girls? You know. Have you come with an interesting article tonight then, Mr. Cognac?
I was going to try to decipher what I was listening to on the radio about everything. A little bit.
That will be interesting.
So, yeah,
and
yes.
Barry's just turned up in the studio in the back room there as well. Let's just bring him in too. It shouldn't make too much of a difference. Yay! It worked. Good evening, Barry, as well. And good evening. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Right, okay. We will come back to you because that sigh means trouble. And there's Jason as well. Jason, I just see your head at the bottom of the screen there. I don't know whether it's the bar. That's better. Now I can see you, you handsome devil dog. I hope you're good as well, my brothers. I hope you're all very good indeed. COVID Chronicles is all about sort of items in the news to talk about, maybe interesting things, maybe not so interesting things, but one of the things that I have found today, I've got a couple of things for America and a couple of things for the UK, and guys, at any point you want to comment on this stuff, you can comment on it. One of the ones I'm wanting to talk about is we have a sort of a celebrity doctor in the UK called Dr. Hilary Jones, and he was on a TV show this morning with Lorraine Kelly, who was it's like basically a This Morning sort of magazine type show thing. And he has told Lorraine Kelly on Thursday morning today that if the UK sees a second spike for the COVID virus, it's going to happen within the next 2 weeks. Now, isn't that funny? Because the way that the virus actually propagates within people is within 7 to sort of 14 days. That's why you have 14 days of isolation, and you have between 7 and 14 days depending on what it is. Whether you've been in contact with somebody or you're displaying symptoms, or whether you're in a household full of people. And he's saying within the next 2 weeks. And isn't it funny, because just like a week ago, that is when England started to reduce the levels of restriction with social distancing and opening up the country a wee bit more and things like that. It'll be interesting to see what happens within the next couple of weeks. Incidentally, the only other country so far that kind of came out of it a bit earlier that's showing a resurgence is Iran, and they had a 29% increase after they reduced it down, and they got a 29 to 30% increase in people going to hospital with the virus again because of it, which is kind of crazy. Cognac, I'm going to go straight to America just now, okay? What have you, just from you watching the news, listening to the news, what is what is going on over there with regards to this? Is Trump beginning to want to wind down this social distancing thing?
He is, and it's slowly letting up in a lot of places in levels. I will say I'm down to seeing maybe half of the people still practicing social distancing and masks. Half the people might not be. The numbers, to be honest, have never gone down each time they started. So I looked at our graph and it went spike, good news, drop, spike, drop, good news, worse spike, drop, good news, worse spike, drop, good news, worse spike, and each spike was worse than the last. And our last spike did show that every time we're doing good, for some reason people get lenient and the spikes do rehappen. The only thing that scares me is we have LA. For some reason they're over the 40,000, and so their numbers skyrocketed.
Whoa, 40,000 cases? Did you say there? Is that 40,000
deaths? They're over
40,000
cases.
Wow.
So that's where my scare is, because we're 2 hours from there. A lot of people that work between here and there.
Gee whiz.
And so all the places around us are like 5,000, 6,000. And so I will say the numbers, as much as people might be feeling safe, it's truthfully still safest to practice the social distancing, the mask, whether or not. If you have to get food delivered, just make sure it's something super hot. Don't get anything cold. Make sure it's going to be above like 87 degrees when it even gets to you. Just if you feel like you have to. Other than that,
or just cook it yourself, mate.
I recently, I can't believe I bought a stove thing and an actual like stove top single with a wok, and they sold it with the propane tank that was too big for it, so I need to get a different one. And on top of that, yes, I'm taking your advice, and I'm just going to start cooking mostly all my food if I can.
Beans, ground beef, and rice. Lots of chilies. You can live off that for months, mate. You can hermit the shit out of good chili and beans, man. You can I did it for a year and a half. Okay, but my house stank because I farted all the time. The amount of chili that I ate as a teenager and my years of living as a bachelor. That's probably why I never had a girlfriend, to be perfectly honest. So that's crazy. The spikes, that people sort of like get a bit relaxed when they have the good news, and then once they've had the good news, basically they get a spike of all the nonsense, of increased infection and stuff. That's that's shocking. It's just what happens, though. Jason, what is going on down in Wales just now? Are you having the time of your life, or is it still pretty crazy? Because I know that in Wales they've adopted the same procedure as Scotland with regards to where are you? I'm trying to find your camera there. The same sort of thing for Scotland with regards to the shielding people, because the shielding was supposed to end on this Monday for people like myself, and that basically both Scotland and Wales have taken that now to the 31st of July, which is, wow, that's something unbelievable. So you're not in a position of shielding though, are you? Do you have a depleted immune system or anything? Are you out and about doing the thing of looking after people? What's happening with you?
I do shopping for myself, shopping for my son, shopping for his mum, shopping for his grandparents, keeping distance. My son wants to jump out and give me a cuddle. I'm saying keep your distance, son, just to be on the safe side. He understands, and he's enjoying both homeschool, but he misses his school the most because he misses his friends, and if he wants to speak to his friends, he has to do a video call using his mum's smartphone to communicate to his school friends. But at the same time as this, he's doing well. I'm doing well. But at the same time as this,
is anybody in your family shielding? Are they anybody actually locked up behind the doors, not getting out just now?
No, we're all out and about, but we do keep our distances. When me and my son go out, there's about 2 to 5 meters between us. We're keeping it a distance. And if I'm going to phone anyone, I always do a video call because I'm always on the internet, and it's a lot safer as well. So if anyone needs me for anything, they just like pick up the phone, do a video call, say, Jay, can you go to shop for me? I go to shop for them, come back with their shopping, drop it off at the door, knock on their door, and then move about 2 to 5 meters away, have a quick chat with them, see how they're feeling, how things in the household is. So I called my son briefly this morning because he wanted something from the shop. So he just gave me his wish list. I went out shopping for him, and we had a bit of a chin wag, and then he went back inside.
Good. I'm glad it's all going okay down there just now. I mean, it's a bit weird up here for me because as far as the places that I go to is maybe I've walked to the end of the street a couple of times, but mostly it's my garden and my house, and the only other sort of contact that I've really had with human beings other than my mum and my kids is delivery men. And I'm like wanting to talk to them. I'm quite a sociable person. They're like, no, don't fucking want to speak to you. Don't want to speak to you. Just get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. No, give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. But they're not wanting hugs. They don't want hugs at all. Good Barry, sir. Your good lady, I believe, is shielding as well. Is that correct?
That is indeed correct.
And how is she?
And boy, do I get to hear about it.
Okay. So how is she getting on with it all, though?
We're rapidly approaching the point of this is getting far too much now.
Right. Okay. And
she's been shielding since the whole thing began. She's not left the house.
Is she not? I mean, she's been in the garden though. Yeah, she can go to your back garden, but can she? Or she just remained completely in the house?
Well, there's not really much of a back garden, and because refuse is all being an issue with the dumps being closed and all the rest of it, I've got stuff sitting there ready to go out. So it's like,
that's not good.
She's literally been in the house since the whole nonsense began.
So, maybe you should bundle her into the car and just drive round Loch Lomond, not get out. Take her for a spin, because then that's
no,
she's not
I can't
actually
do that because fly tipping's illegal.
Oh, that's nasty. I hope she doesn't hear you say that. I know your wife very well. She would not stand for you saying that at all, mate. That's shocking.
That's okay. I can outrun her.
Yeah, just.
No, it's fine. I'll just wheel clamp her walker.
Oh God, that's terrible. Listen, thank you for that. That's pretty crazy. I can't believe you said that about your lady. Oh my goodness, gentlemen, it's good to have you here. The first article I was talking about there was a resurgence potentially with everything that's going on, with the virus. I can comfortably say that I'm quite confident that we won't have it as much in Scotland, even though Visit Scotland are wanting to reopen Scotland. I think, was it the 18th, Barry, that they were saying they wanted to reopen Scotland, sort of touristy things going on? 15th,
I think 15th. It was.
So that is in 4 days' time. So that's kind of like from Monday.
No, next month.
Oh, of July.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay then. I thought the pubs were going to be open for my birthday. I'm really disappointed now. I thought I could maybe send my wife out
from somewhere else.
So I was going to send my wife out for a pint, and she was going to WhatsApp me, video me, and say this is what a pub looks like, So that was going to be fun. But oh yeah, what you drinking? That Star Wars blue milk? Is that what that is?
No, actually, that's Pepsi Max.
It looked blue on my camera from here. That's crazy. No, it's with Scotland keeping shielding to the 31st. I've been in contact. I've dropped a message to my work and to my doctor's phoning me back tomorrow as well to see what I need to do, whether he needs to get me another letter or whatever. I don't know how it's going to work with salaries and things, because I know that my work was covering my salary up until this coming Monday. So I don't know whether I'm going to be forced into a position financially to go back to work, whether the government will do it, because I don't come under the furlough scheme for this at all. So we'll wait and see. If the doctor says no, remain off until then, I still have 3 months worth of sick pay that I could technically take, full sick pay, so I should be okay. But that's par for the course for it all here. Right, I'm going to jump to Cognac just now, because you sent me something interesting about radio stations talking about things. I didn't have a chance to listen to them, but what is it that they were talking about? Well, this was like, it wasn't just to do with coronavirus though, was it? It was to do with
no, it was a mix of all kind of government mixed issues, and then the difference between what might be propaganda versus the truth, and what they might be telling us which is false but then tell us what's actually happening, kind of stuff. But it was hard to hear a lot of it, and it kept wavering in and out. It was like AM 1300 to 1400, somewhere in there. One of the things I was able to hear really clearly though about the COVID was the Brazil thing. Brazil's government wiping all of their data.
Wow.
And starting fresh. Now
that's
that was
insane.
I don't know why they would do that, or what the choice would be to do that, or if that's their version of clouding people from seeing something is actually just to literally never
sort of like sweep it, sort of like let's start again because the statistics are shit. That's awful. Fancy doing that. I mean, I can honestly say that when you look at the fact that there's not any autopsies or post-mortems getting done just now, that there's probably a whole bunch of people that are getting marked as cause of death as coronavirus, where it's probably not. If it's anything respiratory just now, it's getting marked as coronavirus. I'm not trying to lighten the load and say that it's not as bad as it is, because I don't think that we would have been in a position where the majority of the world would have been sitting down behind closed doors if it was if it wasn't as dangerous as it was. I mean, we can say that more people have died of cancer and flu. Yeah, on you go.
the danger really is about the people. It really is at this point. Like for us, they left it to the states. All the states got to decide what's going to happen individually, kind of thing. And it really comes down to just the better the people are about it in their areas, the easier it'll be, the quicker it'll move along. For certain areas, people are a little more stubborn, and they might complain about having a little less freedom, I guess would be the definition for that.
Having a little bit less freedom,
issues.
though.
And then we had the...
On you go. No, I'm interrupting you.
Bad, it's just necessary. It was just necessary, but people didn't see it like that. So it's taking it, it takes different turns. Some places might not be as bad, but because other places the people choose to not be as cleanly or as like apparent to even the situation, then it's just going to be worse in those areas. So, I mean,
the thing is, we're so many months into this now, and we're so many months into being locked behind doors for some of us. I mean, what's the world going to be like if it goes back to normal? Are we going to have a resurgence of this? I think that the moments that we end up, taking it for granted, that more people are going to die. And that's the frightening thing. And people like Barry's wife and myself, Barry's wife's way more vulnerable than I am, okay? But
no, I did have a number for that. That's right. I forgot.
What's the number?
So the scientist on that radio show, the scientist on the radio show said at the rate everything's going and with everything they really have data-wise, that by August, 5,000 people a day will be dying. Was the statistic.
Wow. What, globally or and just in America?
And even though that's a global statistic, that's 5,000 a day plus any increment that increases day after day, because it'll be a cumulative plus any addition. So by the end of that month, it'll be more than that essentially.
That's insane.
So this is where it just comes down to choices.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's a massive paradigm shift just now, isn't it, for everything that's going on in the world? Do we go back to the way it was, or do we find a new way to live? Because I think economically the world can't, sustain the way that it's going, and we certainly can't tax the shit out of the people to pay for it. People still have to live their lives. And we still have to be able to move on. It's the biggest difference is going to be the social distancing, the socialization aspect of it all. What are we going to do about that if we don't have a cure? I mean, the one thing that I've not seen in the newspapers for a good number of days is any news about a vaccination. It just doesn't appear to be in the forefront of everything that's going on anymore. It probably is. It's just that they've not had any breakthroughs for it or anything like that. But that's just the way that it goes. I've got another article that's not COVID related that we'll do at the end, which is another one of those kind of shockers. Barry, do you have anything that you wanted to bring up tonight at all with the news showy thing?
Microsoft own lots and lots of technologies as well. So do Amazon as well. And Microsoft apparently will not sell its facial recognition software to the police.
Oh, really? Wow. That's funny.
They've asked Microsoft for it and all the rest of it, and Microsoft went, no, you're not getting it.
Just because they don't trust
which I'm actually rather surprised about.
Yeah, that surprises me as well.
Probably, but when you're already one of technology's biggest bastards, I mean, how much do you want to joffrey it? Amazon is about to be slammed by the EU with an antitrust charge.
Oh my god!
Over its treatment of third-party sellers.
So that's like the little man on the internet that's doing sort of really sort of selling on their own website for Amazon stuff. Is that the sort of person you're talking about?
Yeah, apparently it's how they're treating them and all the rest of it. And it's, well, don't like it, don't fucking do it then.
Yeah. At the same time, they should
it's
have
like all the... Yeah, but it's like all these other antitrust cases we keep reading about. Like, oh, Google's got a monopoly. Well, don't fucking use it then.
Mm-hmm. This
Go
is
use
very true.
DuckDuckGo or Bing or whatever the fuck Microsoft call it this week. Yeah. I mean, it's no one's ever sat in a meeting and went and kept their job and went, hey, I know, let's Bing it.
Can you imagine?
It just doesn't happen.
Can you imagine? It's because Bing's doesn't sound as cool. I mean, Googling things is far more cooler, than anything else for that. No, that's interesting with regards to how people are getting treated by Amazon. They don't have a particularly good record for treating their own colleagues as well in the picking departments. I've got a friend that does work for Amazon that in the office-based side of it, and although the targets are quite tough for what they have to do, it's quite achievable, he says. He doesn't have a shit time of it all there. The people that seem to do picking though at the big warehouses seem to have it a little bit tougher compared to the rest of them. So it doesn't surprise me with the antitrust thing.
So Nigel Farage has left LBC Radio as effective immediately.
Wow, why?
Don't know.
Because he's a dick. Does it not say just because he's a dick? We know that Nigel Farage is a dick.
I know that's what... Yeah, but you just know that that's what most of the people that actually work there is, but you don't quite know why it's happened. But he's stepped down. Here's a shock. I'm glad I was sitting down for this one.
Okay.
Ministers are considering the NHS contact tracing app rethink.
Wow. Did we not call that ages ago, saying that it was going to fall right on its fucking arse?
And in less obvious news, water is still found to be wet.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
There's a bill that's being floated around, or was until all this shit kicked off. That's going through the states and going through all 50 states, where they're debating the Right to Repair Act.
Okay. Oh yes, for the electronic equipment stuff.
That's the one. One of the YouTube channels I follow, he's been asked to speak at several of these meetings. Some people get it, some people aren't remotely interested. And hearing some of the people arguing against the Right to Repair Act, like the Microsofts and the Sonys, and hearing them absolutely bullshit their way into trying to scare and confuse everybody there into seeing their way is just astronomically scary. And are they? Saying, oh no.
Is it working for them though? Are they managing to bully the shit out of people?
No, because it's like the guy who runs. His name's Lewis Rossman. He runs a YouTube channel where he fixes mainly MacBooks, even though he hates them. But he points out. He says, "I can't." People, he stopped doing phones because it's too much of a hassle. You can't get the screens legally. To get some of the parts, he has to go to a Russian website, input his details, hope that nothing bad happens with that, and then that they maybe send him what he's asked for.
That's crazy. So this right to repair thing, because instead of having the Apple and things like that, who don't really repair things anyway, as we well know, they just want you to buy another product. You think that it will actually go in the direction that's going to benefit the consumer? Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It should be about the consumer getting the benefit of all this. Hold on, has your mic gone off? I cannot hear you. Cognac, can you say something, please, just to see that this is working? Yeah, you're working. Barry, I don't think your mic's working, mate. I cannot hear you. Let me just double check. No, everything is fine at this end. Microphone's working. Let me just check the chat. Oh, that's better. I pooped my pants. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
looks like I have a loose USB socket. Never mind.
That's all right. Don't have to worry. So yeah, it's about the consumer at the end of the day.
The Right to Repair Act. Yeah, I mean, it's like, for example, everybody in our chat is affected directly by this. For example, if you do have an Apple Mac or any Apple product, they don't want it replaced. He's had numerous people being told by Genius bars and Apple stores and all the rest of it that your product's unrepairable.
Wow.
And he's done it for like $100 or $200, and he's just like, there you go, it's fixed.
Wow.
And there's a lot of it is because Apple have designed it really shittily.
That's crazy.
There's one board in particular where they didn't put it's supported at one end and it's supported at the other end, but there's no support in the middle of the board, and it flexes badly, and it actually pulls the daughter board off the motherboard, and it can sometimes jam the pins and snap the pins.
Technology is a shit repairable thing. Honestly, technology just does my head in.
And he says they repaired it later on by putting foam under the motherboard, so they obviously knew that it's an issue. Apple jerry rig all the batteries and stuff like that and the screens, so that if you put a non-Apple authorized battery into the device, like a phone, your battery will constantly not charge or not show it's being charged, even though it is charging.
That's insane. That's no good at all.
Yeah, so eventually it's us that's getting screwed over.
We don't want to be screwed over. I was thinking today, I was looking at my phone, I'm due an upgrade right now, and I was thinking, yeah, what am I going to get? Am I going to get a new Apple? Am I going to get a Samsung? Am I going to get a whatever they're called, the Huawei? Huawei? I don't know. All I want is something... I discovered that I don't need to have an Apple, because as much as I love iOS as an operating system, I find it's very intuitive for somebody that's a simpleton like me for using stuff. But the thing about it is you can get an iOS emulator, which does exactly the same sort of thing. It just makes it look like an Apple phone, and so I thought, well, I could get that. And I could get like a cheaper, maybe more powerful, more crazy-ass camera type phone. All I want is a shit-hot camera to go out and stream in the big bad world, and a good battery. That's all I need at the end of the day. So I'll probably be speaking to you later about what a good thing is to get for it all.
Oh, Sarah's just got a new one.
What did she get?
She just got the S20. She got the Galaxy S20.
See, I can't go for a...
Wait, there's a Galaxy S20?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I've never heard the end of it.
Sorry, I say she got it. I bloody got it, and she ended up using it.
Very good. My wife used to work for Samsung across in Russia. She was one of the sort of senior people within a particular department, and she phoned me one time from there saying, why is it that you always buy Apple? Is it because of the prestige thing? It's because it's a high class brand, isn't it? That's why you always get an Apple. And I'm like, have you been in a marketing meeting? And she was like, yeah, I have. I says, well, no, it's not that. It's because it's what I'm used to. That's all it is. But I'm almost convinced not to get one this time, because I kind of quite like the look of some of the Huawei's. I don't know whether they're good or not, but I've nothing against Samsung, but if I go and got a Samsung, I would never hear the end of it from Ola. She would just be like, you finally gave in to Samsung, and she'd be wagging her finger at me, so it's not going to happen. I'm going to jump to Jason just now. Sorry, on you go.
Apparently, the new battery and the new camera are absolutely amazing.
In the Samsung?
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen the adverts in the telly. It looks astounding.
Like 1,000 times view or 100 times view or something like that. Some crazy kind of zoom in.
But it's also for low light shots as well. They've really done work in the sensor for it as well. Mm-hmm. So and it's apparently a lot quicker as well, in actually taking and processing the photo.
Crazy. Right, let's have a quick look in the chat window before we jump across and get our input from Jason as well there. There's a couple of new faces there. Louis Campo, good evening. I hope I've said your name right. We're all going to die, right? Okay. Get ready for the apocalypse. Yep, that is why we're called Radio Apocalypse, mate. You know, that's what it's all about. The last few days on Earth. Yes, okay. Nice one. We like that. We love that. Truth always dies. Good evening. How are you, my lady? I hope you're good. Morgan is in the house, and she loves her Samsung S. Is that S8? I think that's an S8. I'm looking on a very small screen here just now. Who else we got in? Ghetto Child, Pickles, yay! All the happy people. And Alexa, good evening, Alexa. Hope you're good as well. Everything's cool. Jason, do you have anything you want to add to what the boys were saying about the COVID stuff, the propaganda stuff, and any tech things before I move on to my bombshelly type thing?
Leaving the tech to Barry, because me and tech, I use it, I don't use it. I've got good news and bad news.
Okay, hit me.
Which you prefer, the good news or the bad news?
I'm quite happy to have the let's go for the bad news first, shall we?
The bad news is, I've just read in the newspapers tonight, Madeleine McCann's grandmother passed away today.
Oh God.
She actually died of COVID-19.
Dear God.
And there was rumours that she actually died of a broken heart, but her children actually released it to the media saying that she did die of COVID-19.
Wow.
So that's the bad news. Now the good news.
Okay.
Piers Morgan's been fined from Good Morning Britain.
What? Piers Morgan's been fired from Good Morning Britain. I need to go and look that up.
Piers Morgan, it's not been properly, how do you describe, broadcasted as per se, but there's rumours going around that Piers Morgan is on indefinite leave until further notice, because in the past 8 days, Ofcom have had over 800 complaints of people phoning up about him.
Piers Morgan.
And he's been replaced by Ben Shepherd, who sits alongside Susanna, and she was winding up Ben Shepherd with his grey hairs this morning on the new on Good Morning Britain, which I thought was very amusing. But the thing is Piers Morgan is on definite leave from Good Morning Britain until further notice, but there's rumours going around the media circle in London that he actually was fired.
Wow. Looking at this, yeah, there's a few petitions that have been out about Piers Morgan. 56,000 viewers urge ITV to fire Good Morning Britain presenter. Piers Morgan splits with Good Morning Britain viewers as wads of people sign the petition. This is kind of crazy. You know, as much as thanks, Barry. There we go. Thank you very much. Wales Online. I love interactive shows on the internet with Barry there. Piers Morgan addresses Good Morning Britain sacking and low ratings after explosive argument with MP. Piers addresses Andrew Bennett claim over low morning. Okay. Piers Morgan has slammed claims. Sorry, on you go.
The thing about Piers Morgan, he's like Marmite. You either like him or you hate him. Don't get me wrong, he is a good journalist, but he's damn bloody rude.
No, he's not. He's a complete shithead as a journalist.
Yes, he's a shithead and a half.
The guy portrayed the armed forces by printing barefaced lies that even a fucking first-year cadet would have fucking spotted.
What was it that he said?
Journalistic integrity.
I still say the best thing I ever saw about Piers Morgan is, before he picked up Good Morning Britain, is he was interviewing someone in America. I can't remember who it was, and Piers turned around and snapped at him. And then there was a little bit of quiet for a couple of seconds, and then the American guy turned around and says, "Is that why your TV show got banned from American viewers?" And Piers was just put on the spot. You know, he was just put on the spot as if to chuck him in the corner where he belongs. But the thing is, he is only in it for the money. He's always been in it for it. That's why he did Britain's Got Talent with Simon Cowell, because he owed Simon Cowell a favour or two. And he started being chair for Good Morning Britain because he didn't quite make TVM or anything else. So basically they said, right, give him a try. And he's on indefinite leave until further notice. And I hope he has gone, because he brings nothing but trouble to morning viewing. When you wake up after deep sleep, and you put your TV on and you see what's going on in the news, you don't want to see his ugly face broadcasting the fool. You know?
I mean, Piers Morgan is essentially exactly the same as Amanda Holden, famous for being famous. They're not actually good at what they fucking do.
No, I mean, he got sacked from a newspaper as well for being a twat. And when you look at the interviews for when he actually, because he was party to the bugging of people's and hacking of people's personal telephones when he was at the Sun. I can't remember whether it was the Sun or the News of the World or something. And when you actually see the interview when he is being interviewed for the court about that, I'll see if I can find the video sometime and play it to you. You can look at him, and when you see him, the guy's a fucking narcissist and a half. He's a proper psychopath, in my opinion. The only time that I've actually ever enjoyed watching him is the interaction between him and Nicola Sturgeon, because Nicola Sturgeon just puts him in his place all the time. I mean, he speaks over and over and over him. Sorry, excuse me. She speaks over and over and over her all the time, and she just backs off and then speaks her mind, backs off, speaks her mind. But he actually had, it came across that he had actually a bit of respect for her. Because he always said at the end, you know, it's always more enjoyable than any other politician. I'm having you on, Nicola, because you've got a bit of integrity. It's a shame he didn't have a bit of integrity. But there you go, Piers Morgan, come on down. Poor laddie.
I mean, do you know why Amanda Holden's famous?
Tell me.
She was married to Dennis.
Yeah, the only reason that lassie's famous is because she shagged around behind Les Dennis's back.
That's correct, I remember that now. That's crazy. That was a big scandal in the papers as well when that happened. And Cognag's going, who are these people that these weirdos across in the UK are speaking about? You know?
I only have 2 responses so far.
Good.
Z-list celebrities, mate.
Z-list celebrities. Speaking of Z-list celebrities and our MPs in this country, I found a little article about a Tory MP that is in the contact details found in Jeffrey Epstein's little black book. This is Conservative MP and his wife's contact details are in Jeffrey Epstein's notorious little black book. Philip Dunn, age 61, has not been previously linked to the convicted paedophile, but he is listed in the document. The book includes a host of famous names, including various other MPs and prominent political figures, notably former Prime Minister Tony Blair. I never knew that Tony Blair's name was in Epstein's book. I knew that Clinton's was. It is unclear why Ludlow's MP's place is in the book. Come on, it's Jeffrey Epstein's fucking little black book. You know why? It's because the guy's a pervert. Okay, let's just face it. Which has been known for a number of years, was not reported on earlier, but both he and his wife's names are spelt incorrectly. Philip uses a double L, while his wife, Dominica, his first name is Dominice. So the spellings were wrong, but you know, what can we say? It's a Tory MP. They're bound to be up to no good with Epstein if their name is in the book. The other thing that with the Epstein investigations going on is the Department of Justice are basically asking for Prince Andrew to come across and answer a few questions again. This was in the papers yesterday, and a couple of little articles this morning as well, basically where Prince Andrew says, well, I offered to come across before, okay, and the Department of Justice saying, well, no, I would probably quite believe that, you know, when they didn't need him, he offered help, but now that they do need him, he's not going to be as forthcoming, considering that the Prince Andrew's legal team has just managed to wipe out all the court records of him in the UK courts. any record of him being linked to anything like this at all has been expunged from the court records, which I think's an absolute disgrace. In his case just now, okay, when you look at that picture, the so-called photoshopped picture, I don't think I've got a copy of it here, of him and of Prince Andrew and the young lassie in question. There's another woman standing behind them, and I don't know who that other woman is, but that other woman is quite straightforward. Why don't you just go and fucking ask her, was Prince Andrew with that lassie? Yes or no? You know, it would make sense to me.
Well,
you know,
the thing is this, bro. There's so many stories going around about Prince Andrew, why he was friends with Epstein, and I've read that he was basically one of Epstein's top customers. There was rumours that he was caught at a poolside by a manservant of Epstein's, with an underage girl. There's rumours going around that the royals have always had things for younger people, not just females, but younger people in general. There's all sorts of stories, but the thing is if Prince Andrew is guilty, he'll just turn round and say, "Mummy," because Andrew at one time was Lizzie's favourite. He was the favourite, but the thing was, it's gone back to Charles, since Charles is now married to Camilla, or whatever you want to call her.
Well, there was, I call her the horse. I think she's a fucking horse.
Yeah.
You know,
she's more than a horse, though. She's more than a horse. She's a fucking nag.
Prince Charles likes having sex with horses. But there was an interesting thing that Princess Diana said in one of her interviews, when she was talking about a relationship with Charles, saying that there was 3 people involved in the relationship: herself, Charles, and we automatically think it's Camilla Parker Bowles, but it wasn't. It was his butler. It was Prince Charles' butler, because that came out later on as well. You what?
The thing is right. The thing is you've got to remember that Princess Di was the people's princess. Everyone from John O'Groats to Land's End, from wherever to wherever, everyone loved her. But when she went, the whole world was in mourning, because they missed her, because she was the only one who stood up against the royals. Well,
she did a lot of good in the world, other than standing up against the royals as well. She was a very positive person. She might not have been perfect. Everybody has their faults, okay? I mean, she decided that having sex with the Fayad boy was going to be a good thing, you know. But to be perfectly honest, okay, she was all right in my books. I think she did more good in the world than bad, and the bad things that she did, she kind of kept to herself. It was a bit like I think she might have gone. She was kind of like a female JFK in my mind, you know, sort of thing going on there. But long and short of it all, going back to the Epstein case, just looking at the chat there just now, we're getting recommended to watch the Epstein documentary on Netflix. I think that would be a good idea. It's got a good breakdown of everything. This is from Truth Always Wins. Sorry. Basically saying that the breakdown of everything he did and said, they called it, he is such a narcissist. Yeah, he totally is. Epstein, we mean, yes, of course.
And the woman behind Andrew and that teenager was Epstein's mistress.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Barry's joke on the chat as well. That's terrible. He's in a stable relationship, Barry. That's shocking. That's terrible. That's the worst.
You're welcome.
And twice nay, Barry.
Oh my God, crazy times. No, I think that there was also I got a wee link sent to me in Discord of drone footage over Epstein's the place that he had his house on, that island place, and there was a guy remarkably similarly looking to him, hanging about, doing stuff around Epstein's house. I mean, he really did look like him. I'm looking at a picture of him just now. I'll get the links and I'll stick it in the description of this show tonight. I'll stick it in the description because it's there. It's like, wow, that does it probably isn't. I mean, I don't think he's still alive, but that's by the by. Gentlemen, we are coming to a close. We've been on for a bit of an hour now, and my bladder is kind of full from too much coffee, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to wrap us up for the night, and then I'm going to go and watch a movie. Don't know which one. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for being on. I really appreciate you being on. Tomorrow is open mic night, where we will try and avoid news, and we'll have funny things to talk about. So if you guys want to come back, you're more than welcome. Bring something humorous to talk about. Something. We don't have any acts tomorrow night. I'm not reading any books tomorrow night. We'll just have a chat, even if it's just for half an hour or so. But yeah, that would be good. Thank you very much for coming on, Jill. Anything else you want to say before I go? Not a long conversation, please. I will cut you off because I am bursting on a pee. All right. So what's it to be? Knickers to you too. Right. Very good.
just you'll be fine. Just think of running water, mate. You'll be absolutely
okay. Your microphone's muted, Barry. It's fine. I can't hear you talking about that. Okay. I might have to. Yeah, tomorrow night, boys. Cognac, thank you for joining us tonight. And gentlemen, thank you so much. I will now mute your mics and say cheery bye to everybody else. Remember to go and watch Fallen over the weekend. It is a great film. You will thoroughly enjoy it. And watch out if you've got any ideas about homeschooling, get in touch as well. Okay, thank you for your time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we will speak to you all tomorrow.
I hope you've been enjoying Mojax Happy's Radio Apocalypse.